Hello, it's a new day, it's a new video. So I am going to try to record something now. There's something going on outside. I mean, I live in a city. What are you gonna do? One day I will be in the countryside. I will be secluded and just have the most peace. But for now, big deal. I thought today we could talk about Japan because I just booked a trip to Japan. I know, it's crazy. Actually, I booked part of it back in December, but I finalized a bunch of my bookings today. So since it's on my mind, I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to talk about. Just travel in general too, because it's something that I love, and yeah, so it's on my mind and I'm really excited about it. So I just thought, why not talk about it? Because I would love to know if any of you have been to Japan and what your experience was like, what you got out of it, what your favorite things were, what I should be considering, things I should be thinking about. I would love, hold on, my nose is so itchy right now. I think the dogs are getting to me. But I specifically would love some insight into the transportation system and navigating that and what that looks like, and also would love to know about any particular etiquette that I should be considering and thinking about. As like, I really want to be respectful and sort of fall into the culture versus like coming in. I mean, I'm pretty laid back, quiet, like I'm not there to get in anybody's way, so I think I'll be okay, but I certainly don't want to say or do anything that could be, you know, rude or taken the wrong way. So if there's anything like that I should know about, please let me know that. And if there's any useful like apps or websites or anything like that I should check out. Also any specific foods or like things I should pack, things I should remember to bring while I'm there, and I don't know, just things that I don't, like, most people don't really think about, but that I should know. So if you've ever been, or you live there, or you have more experience with this, please let me know. Yeah, also, I'm going to be there solo in Tokyo for a couple of days. So I would love just some recommendations of things I should be looking out for, trying, specific things I should see. I'm only going to be there for one full day. I'm going to be there 3 days, but the first day is a half day, and then I have a full day, and then I have another half day before I have to leave. So not a lot of time, and that's okay. Like, I just want to get a blip sort of experience there since I'm there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also a little nervous. Obviously, it's my first time traveling alone, like out of the country, so out of my own country. I mean, I've traveled alone quite a bit in my own country, but outside of my country, I don't know. One thing that's crazy is I've never been overseas from like Northern America over to the other continent. Really, I mean, I've only been out of my own country 3 separate times. So, which is kind of crazy because I love traveling, and I've wanted to visit places so many times, and so this is huge for me. It's a dream, honestly, to go, and I'm really, really excited. The other countries I've been to, since we were talking about it, is I went to Mexico, and I've been to Canada, and I've been to Costa Rica. And Costa Rica, I went last year, and it was the best. It was the best. So, and that is why I signed up for this trip to Japan, because yeah, when I went to Costa Rica, I went with a group because I wanted to travel, and but I was on my own, and I wanted to still travel but still also feel like not too intimidated with the solo travel out of the United States for my first trip outside alone. So I decided to do group travel, and it was so much fun. It was so incredible that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that again because it was so fun. And for my first international trip outside across the ocean, I thought that would also be a good choice. However, I am going to be fully solo traveling for a couple of days after the group trip. So that should be interesting. It would be something different and fun. But I'm excited to talk about it because I mostly just want some input. Like, yes, it's a group travel that I'm going on, and there is a certain itinerary, but we will have periods of time on our own in certain areas. And so I'm curious to know if you've ever been to Japan and what you loved the most there, and what, if I have any free time, I should be doing or experiencing or trying, especially in terms of like food or little cafes or different things like that. So I'm going to be going from Osaka to Kyoto. Kind of, it's like a, you know, it's more like a circle because we end up back in Osaka at the end. And then from Osaka, I'm going to Tokyo, and I'm going to spend those couple of days by myself there in Tokyo. So, because I thought, I'm going all the way there, I can't miss the opportunity to see Tokyo, because I don't know when I'd ever be back again. I like hopes and dreams say, yeah, I'll be back and I'll be able to experience that another time. But I'm not taking any chances. I'm not risking anything. If I'm already there, I might as well go. I was going to extend it more just so that I could actually have some time to go see Mount Fuji and stuff like that. So, because obviously, like, mountains and nature and all of that is really something that I love. But I'm hoping to experience a little bit of everything while I'm there as it is. And it was just I didn't have the money to like tack on even one more day. So I'm stretching myself thin with this trip. It is a once in a lifetime thing. Basically using my whole life savings. You know, not really, but kinda. So yeah, I'm just trying to make the most of my time there. And I know there were some girls that were going, it's a girls trip, so it's going to be all girls. Girls take on Japan, and it'll be fun. So one of the things that we talked about on our, we did like some Zoom, like video meetups before the trip, just to get used to familiar with everybody who's going. And it's such a nice idea to just kind of put faces to names and sort of build some kind of camaraderie before you actually take the trip. So that's been really cool. But while we were talking about it, one of the things we were talking about was what each of us was looking forward to when we get there. One of the things that we're just like looking to get out of the trip. And for me, I mean, other than the obvious new culture, new food experiences, new like bonding with the groups, and just all of that, I'm really looking forward to just like the unexpected adventures that come out of traveling, you know, things you can't prepare for, things you can't even like fathom in your brain that it's going to happen. And that is something that I love, is just like the unexpected things, like the little sparks of joy that just pop up here and there that I don't know, that's like you can't even create it. It just creates itself as you're traveling. I love that aspect of travel, and that is what I'm most looking forward to, other than, you know, witnessing the architecture, the differences in the terrain and landscaping and the people and the cultural differences, and all of the things that you get from traveling to a totally new destination, a totally different country. I want all of that, but I love just, you know, the things you can't prepare for. You don't even know what is going to happen. One thing that I also kind of don't, or that I do love about doing group travel like this, is they create an itinerary for you, and it's all inclusive kind of thing. I mean, you have to pay for some things while you're there, like tips and additional food, or like, you know, if you want to try something at a shop, or you know, your souvenirs and whatever. But for the most part, all of the activities, the itinerary itself, it's all already created, and you're in a group and you just kind of go along and you go all these places and you try all these things. And one thing that I do love about that is that I don't have to spend the brain power and researching everything, trying to figure out what's going to be good, what's not going to be good, and really spending a lot of time immersing myself in the planning process, because like I said, I like just experiencing something for the first time. And I feel like whenever I have to like really plan out a trip, I get these expectations in my head, and I get these ideas of how I want it to be and how I'm expecting it to be. And I already have like all of these videos that I watched, or these pictures that I've seen, or all of this stuff. And I don't know, like, it's not that it takes away too much of the experience, but I do like the idea of just kind of like going and not fully knowing what's gonna happen, or what you're getting yourself into, and just like letting it happen to you, you know, like letting the experience just wash over you throughout the trip. And like, it's just such a it's more wondrous for me. It's like I get this like childlike wonder when I go on trips like this, because I'm like, okay, well, I know we're going to this place, but I don't really know that much about it, and I can't wait to just see it for the first time and experience it for the first time and not know too much about it. And obviously there's some things that you want to know and you want to plan for, and that would make the experience better, is like, you know, like knowing what kind of weather it's going to be, or what to dress like, or, you know, you don't want to go in completely blind. But I don't know, like, I just love that part of group travel and having it all laid out in that sense. Obviously I can't do it all of the time, because you know, like, I'm just getting my feet wet with traveling outside and like away from, you know, my like away from traveling with family and stuff like that. Like, I solo traveled in the United States, but not outside. And so I don't know, there's just like this little intimidation about that for some reason. And so this is kind of just entering me into that world softly, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, and what's great about it is I have always wanted to travel, but obviously money was always an issue as far as like getting to places and like justifying things for myself and whatnot. But also I didn't really have anybody else who was willing to travel outside of the United States for like right now. And so I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go alone necessarily. So I was like, this group travel thing, it sounds good. Let me give it a shot. And it was. So, yeah, I mean, it would be great if somebody in my life, somebody I'm close to, you know, was up for that, was like, yeah, let's go. But at the same time, even if they did, it'd just be a different experience. It'd be a different type of trip. So I do hope to do that someday with the people that I love and care about and want to travel with, and build experiences with them as well. But it would just be like a different type of experience. And I always say, like, if I've already been someplace, then at least I kind of already have the lay of the land. I already have some experience there, and it'll help make our experience that much better. So that's the way I look at it anyway. Yeah, so I'm really excited. And okay, so let me tell you some of the places that we are going. So we're going to Kuramon Market. I'm gonna butcher these names, I'm just realizing. Shinsakai Exploration, Dotonbori Exploration, Osaka Castle, Osaka River Cruise. We're gonna have a tea ceremony and matcha making, Fushimi Inari Shrine, Todaiji Temple. It's probably wrong, but a temple. Kasuga Taisha and Nara Deer Park are kind of the highlights. But along the way, we will be stopping at, like I said, like little local places and shops and cafes and yeah, stuff like that. So I'm really super excited. And then after all of that, again, I'm going to Tokyo for a full day, really. I mean, it's 3 days, but 2 of the days are half days and then 1 full day. So I'm gonna try to get in as much as I can, but I also don't want to be like super rushed, because it's gonna take me some time to process everything and like get from point A to point B. But I will want to have a plan. So that's the difference between going group versus going solo, because going solo, I want everything to be like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I have a plan, I have a backup plan, I have an idea of like the top, 3 things I want to do at this hour and top 3 things I want to do at this hour, and like make a concise, like efficient plan. And so I will be doing a more deep dive research on those days where I'm going to be alone. But yeah, it'll just be different, but it'll be fun. But anyways, so what I really was hoping for was, if anybody's ever been there to Japan, have you traveled to Osaka, have you traveled to Kyoto, have you traveled the path between them, and what should I try and look out for? What should I try and do? What's the most exciting and wondrous thing that you experienced while you were there, so that I can look out for it? And yeah, because I don't know anybody who's been to Japan, and I don't know anybody who really my younger brother was obsessed with Japan growing up. He always wanted to go, and I actually promised him when I was younger and he was in high school, I said, when you graduate high school, I'm going to take you to Japan. That's my trip, that's my goal, and I'm going to give you that gift. I'm taking you to Japan. Well, his graduation came and went, and I was not financially stable enough to be taking him to Japan, let alone myself. So I failed as a sister, and I failed as someone who, tells somebody they're going to give him a gift and then takes it completely away. So I do feel slightly guilty that I'm going without him. And I did invite him, but I obviously can't pay for it, so he can't afford to go right now, and yeah, it's really sad. And anyway, he's married now, And I know that he prioritizes travel with her, and which, you know, I totally get. And they do want to go together one day. So, you know, I know that he'll still get that experience. It is something on his bucket list, so I know he will go. And you never know, like, we might end up going together in a group trip. You know, you never know. So, but because that is just something that I've always wanted him to experience, and I've always, I don't know, kind of wanted to do with him. But life, you know, is just doesn't always work out exactly how you plan. So, and then my partner and I have talked before I even considered this trip about going to Tokyo Disney, because we have Disney annual passes here in Florida, and we go pretty frequently. And Tokyo Disney and Disney Sea, is that what it's called? Disney Sea? Yeah, Disney Sea Tokyo are places that we've talked about wanting to go in the future. So I do feel like we will go together someday, hopefully, to that. But we had planned on doing, you know, like Disneyland here in California first, and, you know, something a little bit more practical and realistic, step one, you know, before we get to go to Tokyo. So I knew it would be a while before we ever did go. And if we did go, it would be that kind of trip where it'd be like Tokyo Disney, you know, that sort of focus. And so this is like a completely different type of trip. So I didn't feel too guilty about that either, because it would just be so different. Yeah, and actually, I was actually expecting it to be a lot more expensive than it turned out to be. But again, there's going to be lots of expenses, I think, when I get there that I'm not expecting at this point, because that happened in Costa Rica, where I planned the trip, I booked the trip, and then it actually cost me more once I was there than I mean, you kind of budget for some things, but yeah, it's just like little things pop up, as you know, like when you're on travel and your trip, and you're kind of in like travel mode, and you're elated, and you're kind of just on a high, and you're just like, just take all my money, you know. I gotta really like be conscientious about that while I'm there. So a couple things about it. It's through Trova Trip, and that's where I went through them when I went to Costa Rica, and so it was top notch. I loved it, so I wanted to just go with what I knew, since I already had experience with that. And I'm going with the same host this time as well, so that's familiar. And I'm super excited to just be with a group of girls. I've talked about this like in different places on my podcast, and just I think I talked about it on here, I don't really know, but on Instagram. And basically, like, I don't have any super close girlfriends, and I didn't grow up with hanging out with a lot of girls. I grew up mostly with boys, and just having guy friends and like my brothers and stuff like that. So it was just such a special trip to Costa Rica when I went with a bunch of girls, because it was my first time really communing and connecting with other girls on a level that was like not just in a random hangout, you know, kind of situation. So it was super special for me, and yeah, it just felt so right. And so I'm looking forward to a similar experience in Japan, and just it's just something different about traveling with a group, but also with a group of like-minded people, and with, you know, other people that identify kind of similar to you. It's just it's so bonding, and so, I don't know, just like freeing in a way, and it's just kind of fun. It's just a different experience. I travel a lot with my family usually, so, and I love doing that too. There's tons of benefits for that, and, you know, not one is necessarily better than the other. It's just a totally different experience, but I'm expecting it to be like so fun. And so yeah, that itinerary is crazy. We're going to be experiencing a lot of different things, And there's different trip activities and lots of different places we're going to stop and sort of check out. So I think we're going to be getting kind of a little bit of the countryside, a little bit of the cities, a little bit of like the smaller towns, and also the cultural history and more modern stuff, and just like quaint shops, and then also like 7-Eleven, Quick Marts, and city shops too. So that should be really fun. But if there's like a specific place that you think would be really fun to stop and see, or along the way, especially in Tokyo, because I will be there alone and just kind of exploring. I don't really know what to see specifically other than like the major things, but I'm not necessarily looking to hit major tourist like places, although I'll probably do like the crosswalk thing because that should be something that I should do. But mostly I just kind of want to wander around and check things out. Hopefully I won't wander anywhere I shouldn't be. That's the only concern that I have, really. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to navigate everything. I've heard that it's fairly simple and easy to understand how to get around, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I just kind of want to check out like, I know I'm going to the city, but I kind of want to see more of kind of like the nature that's within Tokyo. And I've heard there's like some pretty cute spots to just hang out and look at, like around the riverside and some of the parks and things like that, and some of the little cafes. That's what I'm looking for, is like cafes, cozy, just walking around, going into a couple shops, checking things out. But I don't know, I'm just gonna wander about and see what I get up to. But I would love some suggestions to kind of give me an idea of what I should be shooting for while I'm there. So we've got the dog back. Kind of trying to get into my business. Let's see what else. And I'm not like, it's gonna be crazy because I'm going for a look, like, just actually I don't even think, oh, my nose is going to get really red right now because I just got like itched it. Do you see what I have to deal with? I can't even, I don't know. You cannot bark. You have to be quiet. It's too loud. You're too loud. Biting my finger. Okay, so I might re-record this because I feel like I'm just all over the place and I need to get my thoughts. In order. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying the pastries there. I've heard their pastries are really, really good, so I'm really looking forward to that, and ramen and different things like that. Obviously sushi, of course. But yeah, that's once I'm in Tokyo. I kind of have like, obviously, like the planned out stuff for the group trip part, so but I'm still open to other things. So let me read you what our actual group trip is going to be like, so you get an idea of what we're going to be doing. But okay, so here we go. Embark on a 7-day journey from Osaka to Kyoto, immersing yourself in a cultural odyssey through vibrant markets, historical landmarks, and natural wonders. You'll make your way through the city like the locals via the efficient metro train and subway systems of Japan, and really get a lay of the land. Explore the bustling Kuramon market, savoring the sensory delights of fresh produce and local delicacies. It's so hard to read on camera. Discover the storied Osaka Castle, a symbol of resilience and cultural significance. Traverse the mesmerizing Fushimi Inari Shrine with its iconic torii gates and spiritual ambiance. Experience the enchanting Nara Deer Park, where these sacred messengers freely roam, This itinerary promises a rich tapestry of experiences, blending culinary adventures, historical insights, and encounters with nature as you traverse the cultural landscapes from Osaka to Kyoto. Please note that Japanese cuisine frequently includes ingredients with animal products and or gluten. Yeah, so we're also going to be doing Japanese convenience stores. We're testing like different Friday candies. So this is like a thing with the group, is just trying different candies from different places. And so yeah, we're gonna be trying different Japanese candies and doing Japanese skincare night. It's like, you know, the girly girl stuff. I'm also going to be sharing a room with a total stranger. That's going to be new for me. As you know, like, I have my own room. I like to have my own space and stuff like that, but I'm open to and excited for the opportunity to, you know, get to know someone on that level and have like a kind of like a slumber party. I haven't done that since I was like very, very young. So that should be so fun. And it's, you know, it's a week, so I mean, I always share rooms with my family when I travel, so it's not like gonna be too weird. But that is something about the group travel that is to be expected. So yeah, and I'm just really excited and I don't really know what else to say. I just wanted to say like what I was interested in, what I am most looking forward to, kind of what we're going to be doing, and what I'm hoping to get out of the solo travel part. And yeah, I really wanted to know your tips, tricks, suggestions, and things like that. So if you have anything that you want to share with me to help me prepare, let me know. It's going to be like in May, so I'll have to look at like the weather and how what to pack and what I need. But yeah, as I get closer, I'll probably talk a little bit more about what I'm bringing and how I'm packing and all of that. And you never know, I may end up doing a travel video. We'll have to wait from 2021 all the way to 2025 to post about it. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have for today. Bye.